We're at Arsenal-Chelsea this lunchtime. A London derby taking centre stage with a leading light, the WSL's all-time leading scorer, Vivianne Miedema.
I just want to be the best. I just want to be the best.
Viv, it's great to see you ahead of what's going to be a really exciting new campaign. Tell me what's been happening at Arsenal this summer, where you are and what the style of football is going to look like.
I mean, obviously, I'm just back from the Olympics. I think that the rest of the girls have had a long pre-season already. Jonas has came in, also not been here too long yet, but I think comparing to last season, things obviously have changed, the way we want to play, the way we train, and I think it's been refreshing. I think it's been good for a lot of girls, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what is going to happen this season.
You must be used to being one of the most talked about players in WSL. You laugh as I say that. You are used to it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, you do it to yourself, don't you? Obviously, being me comes with a bit of pressure and a bit of expectations, and I think when you're younger, you can obviously struggle a bit with that. I know I'm in the spotlight a lot, but I love setting up others. I love just being on the pitch, and especially obviously with Mana Iwabuchi coming in this year as well. I love to have that connection with people, and I'm as happy going home with 3 assists as I am with 3 goals. So I think I never really in that way put pressure on myself, because I know I'm more than a goal scorer, and I know that I can give the team a lot even when I'm not scoring goals. So I think that obviously helps me in probably not feeling the pressure as much.
First game of the season, Chelsea, a big one. What were your thoughts when you saw that fixture released?
Really tough start, obviously. They won the league again last year. They're a class team. They've got quality all over the pitch, but I mean, you need to play them once in the season, so why not just the first game? And obviously it's going to be really special playing at the Emirates. Us playing hopefully a different type of football, them probably having made a couple of changes as well, and it's just exciting, I think, for not just for us players, but also for people to actually go and watch that game.
Emma Hayes has spent several seasons getting quite a lot of options in every position. And I was wondering about someone like Jordan Nobbs, who's injured at the moment, and how you think that you cope when you've got players like that missing.
I mean, I think if you look at Chelsea's squad, if you look at the complete squad, they've probably got the strongest one in Europe. They've got 22, 23 class players that are all good enough to actually fill in for each other. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that over the last couple of seasons we have struggled with injuries and with not having the opportunity to fill that in with the players we have. I think we all hope that this summer we would create that bit of depth in the squad, and so far we've obviously made good signings, but we need to see how we deal with the fact that we do have injuries already again, and we don't have a squad from 25 players. We just need to hope that everyone stays fit and go from there.
4 goals shy of her century. I give you one, Vivianne Miedema. Casey Stoney, Karen Carney, oh, how you would love her at the top of your team, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. We were speaking earlier, weren't we, about her, and I think she is the best finisher I've ever seen in the women's game. She scores lots of different types of goals, and for what she doesn't give you out of possession, she gives you everything in possession.
I think the men's team would be wishing they had a, I think I can only echo what Casey's just said. She's outstanding. She can play in the 9, she can play in the 10. She's, these are some of her goals, and I think this one for me is her favourite. Absolute rocket, no keeper in the world is saving it. The power behind it, and there's just a variance towards her goals. This is against Manchester City. I said last season she's got to do it against the top teams, and she does. And then she's just really, really smart. Again, all her goals are so different, and that's why it's so difficult as a manager to prepare and players to prepare against her. Left foot, right foot, spaces in behind. And like Casey said, now they've got Tobin Heath coming into the team, Nikita Paris. They're not going to play today, but the better quality that she has to give her these opportunities, she will absolutely smash it this season.
When you were manager at Manchester United then, how did you cope with her?
Well, I prepared my centre-backs and showed them lots of clips, but because, like you said, she's got such a variety to her game, you have to show a lot of clips. It was about, sometimes, a lot of the time, she's not a one-touch finisher. She'll try and unbalance you, so we showed them different ways that they could defend against it. But listen, she could be really quiet for 70 minutes, and then all of a sudden she just turns up and she comes alive in the 18-yard box, and it's difficult. But if you solely focus on her, they've got other threats on the pitch too. So, they've got goals from different areas.
She talks about she's as happy assisting goals as well. But what about those assisting her? She been able to find that real balance in terms of partnership?
Well, at top's Katie McCabe, and she's an absolute player. She's actually 9 times out of 10 plays left back for Arsenal, but her best asset is actually playing left wing for our national team, I think. But you're right, there's probably not enough assists in her for me with those stats. And that's probably why when Tobin Heath comes into the side at some point, Nikita Paris does. We've got Iwabuchi now to come in. They've got a lot more players that can really help Viv Miedema out in terms of assisting her, because the stats are scary with even players probably not giving her the ball as much as I think she deserves. So now get the ball to her a lot more, and she will just, like I said, it's ridiculous. How are you going to prepare for that?
Well, I think she can break any record and every record she wants. 25, and she's already there. So it's very difficult to prepare for. But like you say, I wouldn't be worrying about her assists. Look at her goals. I wouldn't be worried about that.
Casey, she played the number 10 role in the World Cup, but I obviously love her in the 9. Where would you play if you were managing her?
9, as close as the goal to possible. I think the deeper. When we played against her, when she was dropping deep, I thought we've got Arsenal here. She's going and finding the ball. She's not a threat if she's going on the halfway line to get the ball. So for me, as a 9, she's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Casey knows, as always. We're going to talk more about the threat, perhaps, that can play alongside Vivianne Miedema. We've already heard today that Nikita Paris